What's up, guys? Welcome to the Social Media Entrepreneurs Podcast, teaching you how to become a full-time entrepreneur by leveraging modern social media strategies. I'm your host, Derek Vidal. Today, I'm joined by Brooke Summer Adams. She's going to be talking about how to sign clients. She's the organic specialist. She definitely knows paid ad strategies as well, but organic, it's free. You get to post it and you get clients. And really, if you can get clients for free, as I do from YouTube, and it might take a while to figure out, but once you do, it's incredible when you can sign clients and that you just get to collect the full payment. Sometimes if you sell like a $2,000 coaching service, it might have cost you $300 to $1,000 to acquire that client, and now you're all of a sudden making significantly less. But if you sign them organically, that there's a lot of money to be made there. You just got to be able to make sure that you're not wasting time, because that's the only expense with the organic content is the time aspect. So we're gonna be talking about how to really make it worth it to you today. What strategies still work? Do you need to do hashtags? What do you need to do? All of that, we're gonna clarify that. Brooke, how are you today?
Hey, Derek, I'm good. Thank you so much for the intro. I'm very, very excited to be here.
Yeah, definitely. We just talked earlier too, and I did paid ads on her channel, so you guys can check that out. I'll link everything below. But Brooke, I'm gonna let you just kind of tell me, I'm gonna let you get started with whatever value you think we need to know, and then I'm gonna piggyback on the questions after that.
I love it. Let's do it. So yes, me and Derek have spent all week pretty much talking about paid traffic and organic traffic, because he came over into my world and delivered an amazing training all about paid traffic. So we're returning this. So I use paid traffic strategies in my business, and I love them because if we're spending money, we're generally spending less time, right? And our time is the ultimate resource. So I'm all about it. But I am known for organic strategy. So for the first 5 years of my business, we made all our money entirely organic. We never played around with any paid strategies at all. And I very quickly became known as like your go-to girl. If you are an online service provider, particularly coaches, I'm known in the coaching space, and you want to start signing some clients right away, maybe you don't have an ad spend, maybe you haven't quite got around yet to the tech behind paid ads, or you're just wondering how can I kind of harness the organic strategy as well because it's free, right? Then yeah, I'm kind of your girl. I've got pretty good at that. So I found a really nice harmony between using paid traffic and using organic traffic to create like this ultimate strategy for signing clients on repeat, which is really, really cool. Like I said before, I love paid traffic because you're spending money, you're not spending time, right? And that's really the massive downside about organic. You are spending time here. But if we think about, for me, for example, with the strategy that works paid, I pay for the ads, which gets me the customer, and then I'm paying for my setter to get them to the call, and then I'm paying for my closer to close them on the call. And by the time that sale comes through, it's good. I haven't had to do anything. I sat on the beach, it's been blessed. But I'm not keeping as much of it as when I drop a post on Instagram. A few people sign up and I'm like, bang. It took me a little bit of my time, sure, but I started making money without having to spend any money. So like I said, if you're brand new, amazing place to start. Or if you're even just thinking, okay, ads are working pretty well, but I'm kind of just sitting on a money pile here, like sitting through the net. There's a lot of things that you can be doing. So for me personally, I have a strategy of running paid traffic that kind of works on its own. Like I said, then I run ads to a class, collects their data, setter helps them get on a call, and closer closes them onto my programs, and it's lovely. But what I do that I think is clever, and I'm sure other people do it as well, but in case you haven't heard of it, I use that paid traffic as well to direct them into my online space. So my Instagram, my Facebook group, my free spaces and organic places. And this is something that I know Derek knows all about because he was teaching my audience how to do it. How do we use paid traffic to just get more people in our world? So for me, inside my masterclass, I have this hook right at the beginning. And this is something that everyone can implement if you have a freebie, a lead magnet that you're running paid traffic into. And I start by saying, if you stay until the end, right, I'm going to give you this free strategy. And this one is like a free content strategy. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you that for free. It's going to be amazing. So when they get to the end, I promote the paid thing, the call. And let's say they don't take it, they don't want it. I go, that's totally cool. I promised you this strategy and yes, you can have it. Head over to my Instagram DM me the word strategy and I'll send it to you. Okay. So now they're in my world, right? And that's really where I see the paid working beautifully with the organic, because the paid just hits a volume that I can't do organically without going viral. Okay. So I've got this constant stream of people now coming in my world. Where I see the organic come in, it's about nurturing the rest of that journey. Okay, so for whatever reason, the masterclass wasn't enough. Maybe they didn't like me, maybe they couldn't resonate with me, or maybe whatever it was I was speaking about in that masterclass wasn't right for them. I've now got an opportunity to take these people on a journey to come back to potentially upselling back into customers. So I have a real nice strategy that I'll be able to teach you guys today that's organic, that you can use to take these people coming into your world, whether they're coming from paid strategies or they're just finding you, or maybe you've done a collaboration and new people coming into your space, how you can use organic content to move that person from stranger into paying customer naturally for free. So that's what I'll be talking to you guys a lot about today.
So what's this macroscopic structure look like? Just give me the details. Like you said that they're DMing you the word whatever, but what is that source? Like you're going live with someone else. Can you just like detail like all of the major parts to your funnel?
Of course I can. Yes, I've just knocked my microphone out of my computer.
Oh, no, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Sorry, it's just switching mics. So the keyword DM strategy that I use, and this is clever for anyone who's not doing this, I'd recommend doing this. So I have my free masterclass. Okay, and this is like my main lead magnet, if you like. So it's the main kind of entry point to my funnel. And I will promote this organically. It will be all over the place, but this is what I'm running ads into. So in that actual pre-recorded, automated evergreen masterclass is where I drop that keyword strategy. And I'll say, okay, if you're not going to buy the thing that I'm selling today off the back of this masterclass, that's cool. I'm still going to give you the free thing that I promised. So head over to my Instagram, DM me this keyword and I'll send it over to you. And that's what we do. But the point is really to grab all those people I've paid to see my masterclass that haven't converted and get them back into my world so that the free stuff, the organic stuff, can do the rest of the work for me. Does that make sense?
You'll do paid traffic to your webinar though?
Yeah.
Okay. And you'll also do, like, if you do a collaboration, like that, you might still go right from like this podcast to DM me the word, whatever.
Potentially, yeah. Or okay. I may send them into the masterclass. I do that quite a lot. Yeah. And I'll promote that masterclass organically as well. So I've got a combo of paid and organic content going into that masterclass.
How has your masterclass changed over time? I know it was very popular to do like 1 hour webinars and they've kind of gotten shorter over time. What's yours look like? What's the macro structure of that VSL?
Yeah, you've got to be fast now. So people are very precious of their time, and rightly so, especially as entrepreneurs, especially as new entrepreneurs building a business for the first time. Like, we're on a time budget, right? So the first thing of what's changed about my masterclass over years is the length of time. I'm cutting it down and down and down. I had that classic 1 hour webinar. We then took it to 45. We then took it to 30. We then took it down to 25. Really is the speed of getting that information across to people and taking out the fillers as well. I think the general consumer has become a lot more savvy about what these webinars are for. And those kind of like, I'm going to hook you in with this amazing promise. I'm going to show you how to make $1 million at the end of the month. And then all you really hear about is their hero story and where they came from and the amazing results they get for their clients. And at the end, there's this amazing offer. And you sit and think, where was the thing you promised me? You got to not do that anymore. You got to deliver on your promises. That's an important one. But I've always much preferred a lead magnet that's lower volume, higher qualification, right? So I may not have as many people make it to the call to action, but those who do, they convert, right? They're well qualified.
And you're pitching a do-it-yourself course at the end of this masterclass or a free call?
Hybrid. So my funnel will go free masterclass as we've explained, exactly as we've explained it. What that free masterclass sells is a tripwire. So a very low cost, kind of like a do-it-yourself course that comes with a complimentary session that will help them in, what area of their business this course is selling. So the call is where we upsell. That makes sense. And that's what brings in our customers.
So they'll buy a very low ticket do-it-yourself thing that also comes with a free call?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the cost? Tell me the name of the offer.
So this offer is my It was my little launching pad, right? This offer changed a lot of things for me. It's kind of what put my name on the map, and it started as a very expensive offer, and we actually made it into a low cost ticket offer because it was just so big for my brand and what we were known for. So it's called Fear to Fierce. I love a fun name. So this offer for me specifically, it's about helping new coaches overcome the fear of social media and create a content strategy that signs clients on repeat for free. In that complimentary call, we help them create their own online content strategy, and then we will make them aware of further progression opportunities should they want them. So that's our model. Paid traffic into free masterclass, sell a tripwire, but we use that DM keyword strategy to scoop up anyone we may have lost, right? That doesn't continue in that journey.
And you're doing automatic emails too to like people who don't complete the webinar. And do those emails try to tell them to DM you the word, or are you more trying to like reply to this email with this word if you want more info?
So until they've watched that masterclass, we're not so concerned about getting them to DM me because they're not going to know what to DM me about, right? So it's always when you're trying to move someone from stranger to paying customer, you always want to take it one step at a time, right? You don't want to jump too fast. So I call this a little bit of the F-boy analogy. Right. So this is a fun way to think about it for anyone who's maybe new to funnels and getting your head around it. If we think about your classic, can I swear here?
Yes.
Yeah. If we think about your classic fuckboy, right? He may have a desire today to go out and find someone to bring home with him. Okay. And that's all cool. You do you, dude. But if he goes out to the bar and he starts walking around going, hey, do you want to come home and sleep with me? With enough volume, yeah, maybe he'll get one. And that's where your cold DM outreach strategies work. If you do it enough, there's always someone who wants to come home and sleep with you, right? But for the most part, he's going to get a drink thrown in his face because it's too soon. What he needs to do instead is play a longer game. Go around the bar, say hello, build a little bit of a relationship, get a bit of trust going, invite him for a drink, get some coffee. Once they've got him on a meeting, maybe we'll invite him to dinner. And then from there, do you want to come home? You know, so playing a little bit of a longer game to create the outcome that is amazing for everyone at the end. So that's what we're really doing here with this funnel. Until they've watched the masterclass, we're not concerned about getting them in that tripwire. And until they've done the tripwire, we're not concerned about getting them in my course and so on and so forth. So
or a free call. Like, is there any way to book a free call with you until they've done that stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. If someone drops into my DMs and then how can I work with you? I'm like, let's come and find out. I'm not going to send them to the masterclass. Yeah. You've always got your gray area.
Can you tell me the exact name of your masterclass, the exact name of your tripwire? Because I found like the name of your offers has like the single biggest impact than any other variable.
100% I can. So here's that testing moment. So the masterclass is called Fear to Fierce as its fun name, but its literal tagline, Fear to Fierce. No, I don't know off the top of my head. Let me bring this one up. It's right here. Hang on.
Okay. Fear to Fierce. And then it's got like a subtitle.
Yeah, it is. Here it is. Fear to Fierce. So the free masterclass, Fear to Fierce, become a visible and confident online coach and use proven content strategy that converts into high paying clients, even if you're scared of social media and don't have a strategy.
Okay.
So you got your classic outcome objection.
Get desire without roadblock kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the tripwire called?
Fear to Fierce, the step-by-step blueprint for new coaches to overcome the fear of showing up online and create a content strategy that actually signs them clients.
How much are you signing coaches that are like in their first like year or two versus after?
So most of them are brand new, and that would make sense because that's who we're aiming for. So hopefully we're doing something right there. So I'm very, very good at doing the bit that no one else wants to do, apparently, which is taking the brand new people and creating something from nothing. Very fun to scale. It's very hard work to do the initial build, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's what I'm good at. So yeah, I am known for helping the brand new person. So I'm pretty pleased that that's who we're calling in.
Cool. So whenever I talk to a coach that is new, like the biggest problem is like finding out what their niche is, which isn't always like a specific audience. It could be like their method that is the unique thing. But so many people come to me and they're like, I'm a life coach. And I'm like, what makes you different? And then they talk about their qualifications and their certifications and how they're like a really pleasant person to work with, and that they really care about the customer more than their money and blah, 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 and all these things that are not marketable. So what do you ask people, brand new coach, let's say they're like, I'm a health coach or I'm a life coach, like they're just as broad as can be, fitness coach, they're so general. What are those clarifying questions that you help them find how to niche down?
Oh, brilliant question. Do you know, before you even attempt to help someone find a niche, a lot of the time you first got to shatter this belief that they don't need one. That's honestly, like I've helped now thousands of coaches go full time. The biggest determining factor about who does well and who doesn't, it all comes back to that initial ideal client avatar. So having an actual specific person in mind. So you'll be amazed. I mean, you probably wouldn't be, but other people listening will be amazed how many times a day I hear, well, I don't want a niche because I love working with all kinds of people and I can help anyone with anything. And I think we get so caught up, like when you're a coach, you're generally naturally caring and empathetic and you want to help. So you take to coaching very, very naturally, right? And coaching itself is a completely contextless discipline. You can help anyone with anything at any point without knowing anything about that person. That's true. So they assume that is true of business, and it's not, right? Marketing 101, know who you're selling to. So the thing I always like to help them understand is when you start out, you're essentially a little fish, okay? And we all start as little fish. You're new, you've got little audience, little reputation, little visibility. You're not going to stand much of a chance in a big pond, right? But if we take that little fish and we find them a tiny pond, well, all of a sudden they look like a very big fish indeed, right? And that's really what niching is about. It's where you start. It's where you build that initial platform. So for me, once we've kind of understood this, the power of the niching, it's understanding who you have the most authority to already. So who out there already sees you as an expert? That's the biggest obstacle for most new coaches to start, is you're kind of a no one. Right? And to speak candidly, to speak, completely truthfully, you're not going to be able to compare with Tony Robbins and, all our other amazing, famous coaches that are out there. But all of us have gone on a journey where we've struggled with something and overcome it. And for those people who are still struggling, they'll see you as an expert. Like for me, if I entered a room of billionaires, it's unlikely that anyone's going to look at me and go, oh, I need to hire her, and she's an absolute expert in helping me get to where I want to be. But if you put me in a room full of new coaches, that story changes, right? So that's me finding my space where I have the most authority. So that, before you even play around with paid traffic, organic traffic, any of it, you've got to know who you're aiming for, who you're targeting. But yeah, it's finding usually a past version of yourself that will look at you and go, you're an expert.
Yeah, I like to say that your ideal client is you like 3 to 5 years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
But let's say that they're a fitness coach and they're like, I want to make an offer. And they're like, yeah, I'm just really good at, going to the gym 5 times a week, and I've got my diet. It's my plan overall is not that different than another person. And maybe they don't have that Hollywood body that like they can simply just show up on camera and be like, you want this, and then like they look like they're in shape, but they're not like crazy in shape. Like, what do they need to do before they can actually like sign clients? Because I've seen a lot of people like in this exact position where they might not have the genetics that they have this like, just insane body that they can just simply show up and people will want to work with them, even though they totally know their stuff. They know how to create a workout plan for someone. They know how to give them their calorie goals and their protein goals and their macros and everything like that. But how do they stick out online apart from just posting and offering to get a free call? Do they need a really cool program title? Do they need to be not called a fitness coach? They need to be called like the calisthenics coach or like something like that. They need to be like niche down a little bit. Do they need to say, I help men in their 40s? Like, do they need to niche like in that way a little bit? Like, what would be a little bit of direction that you would give this totally generic fitness coach?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if we're thinking about this super generic fitness coach being able to sign clients right into their business, what they need to successfully achieve is position themselves as the go-to person, as the authority within a clearly defined audience where they see your services as the solution to their problem. That's really what we're trying to create there. How he's going to do that? He's going to need to find where that positioning is. So how is he positioning himself to be an expert, and to whom, right? Because if he doesn't have that six-pack kind of Hollywood body, it's unlikely that the people who want that are going to look at him and go, you're my solution, right? So it's about us thinking again, who is going to look at you and go, you're my solution? So I'd be digging deeper into his story. What were the unique struggles you faced and overcame along the way? Were you extremely busy? Were you working, like 60 hours a week or something in a really high demanding job? Or do you have a particular, maybe even a health condition or something that made it more difficult, right? All of a sudden, what is trying to fight and compete, with all these other amazing bodybuilders out there that are tending to the masses that just want a great body. Anyone, let's say it turns out he was a crazy busy entrepreneur, right? And he managed to lose so much weight. All your crazy busy entrepreneurs are now looking at him going, damn, you overcame all the unique problems that I have. It's not always about, do they know how to get me a sexy body? It's, do they know how to get me the results I want with the problems I have? Do they have the solution to my problem? So let's say we've effectively positioned him there, and now we're only talking to really, really busy entrepreneurs who want to lose weight. It would be about using our content to show those people my offers solve your problem, right? It's a nice combination of that storytelling, here's how it worked for me, but also that storytelling, that case study, here's how it works for other people. And slowly people start to connect to you, your story, where you've been, where you've gone, but also your offer itself and how it works and how it is solving that problem for people just like them. That should really be the basis of your strategy if you were going to go in it brand new.
Gotcha. And for content ideas, how much are you telling people to follow trends versus try to find their own unique way of delivering content?
I love this question. I don't ever recommend anyone follows trends. There's gray area, right? But for my audience who are coaches, who are service providers, who are selling high ticket, we're not concerned so much about volume, right? Like for us, a handful of sales can be multiple 5 figures. So we don't need to go viral. And that's what a lot of people forget sometimes. These trends, these hacks, these tricks, these clever strategies that a lot of social media marketers will be telling you, you've got to do this and you've got to use a trending audio and you've got to loop the reel and da-da-da. A lot of that is designed for reach and views and virality, which is not the same as conversion. So with me, for example, I'll put out a reel, maybe it gets like 30 likes and a couple thousand views and a few comments, but it's made me 20 grand. And that's because ultimately the stuff that signs you clients is creating that know, like, and trust with your audience. It's always a big one. Positioning your offer as the solution to their problem and giving them opportunities to move, giving them opportunities to create conversation. That's never going to go viral. It's content that's educational. It's content that's typically longer form. It's content that's quite personal. But what it will do is speak to that 1 or 2 people in your audience right now who are ready to move and they're ready to actually spend a lot of money. So the issue with following these trends and these tricks and this different stuff that get pushed down your throat is it's not often designed for conversion. It's quite often designed for virality. And okay, maybe you've got 10,000 Instagram followers now, but there's no money in the bank, right? So it's understand what actually matters. For me, I will always recommend my clients find their way of ticking the particular boxes we need to be ticked, because there's a million ways you can create know, like, and trust. There's a million ways you can leverage social proof, because if they find their way that's easy for them, they'll be consistent with it. And if they're consistent with it, that's when we build a relationship. That's when we actually create conversion. So if my clients don't like doing reels, then they don't do them. If they don't like going live, then they don't go live. We create a strategy that allows them to easily be consistent and build that relationship. Fuck the trends.
So what do you say are the first steps for them discovering what that may be? Because everyone knows, like, your first posts online, like, are cringe, like, especially to you, like you won't like them. Like, do you almost recommend, like, you're gonna do like a 30-day posting blitz where you have to post every day and just know, like, by the end of it, like something's gonna surface is like the only way to find it, to just just keep posting, or do you have them go find a creator that they want to be like? In a way, that's almost following trends, even though it's like maybe not following a trend, but or do you kind of say like, do you like doing professional talking head videos? I think it probably more starts like, what's your best value? And then like, what's the best way to deliver that value?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people will come with some sort of visual in their head of what they know they want stuff to look like, or at least what they think it should look like, right? So I know for me, before I ever even posted, I already had my grid like designed in my head, already knew the kind of stuff I wanted to be saying. Like for a lot of us, we'll think about stuff so much sooner than we'll actually act. So you'll be amazed how many people actually have a good level of clarity on that when they start anyway. But personally, when I'm teaching content strategy for the first time and we're trying to find what's their strategy, what's their flow, I'll start by giving them a bit of direction, because I feel like if you know what you're trying to achieve, it becomes a bit easier to try and achieve it. There's your golden nugget, everyone. If you know what you're trying to achieve, it's easier to achieve it. You're welcome. I'm done. Big 10 grand, please. No, I'm kidding. So I'll give them the kind of basic strategy in that these are the boxes you want to tick with your content. This is what that could look like. These are some different ways you could do that. I want you to play around with the ones that call you in and feel like you. And eventually you're going to find what feels good, what feels difficult, what you hate, what you love, and it'll end up being refined over time. But I'm not that person that goes, I'll just show up and post anything, because there's intention to this. That's where a lot of coaches and a lot of just new people marketing on social media will go wrong. They just show up and try and share something valuable, and there needs to be a bit more intention to it than that. So once they understand the intentions they're trying to meet, we get creative of different ways of meeting that intention, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Yeah, really, you still gotta do some posts and then kind of go back to the drawing board after that. Like no matter what, it's never gonna come out exactly how you want right from the beginning.
You're gonna hit this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I was very judgmental on myself for like at least 3-4 years. Before I was like, I was following trends, and a lot of them too, like reels at the beginning, like if you followed a trending audio, you were guaranteed like quite a bit of views. So like I was trying to cram my message into these audios, and I do enjoy doing the lip sync audios.
Yeah.
But like I was good at like the sassy girl audios. I'm like, I do them funny. It still is just like not like, it doesn't convert followers. I get a bunch of views because it's like funny and like you get likes, but like I wasn't getting like someone like, I got to work with this guy, but like now that I do like a video, like on actually like, hey, I just actually taught you something about Facebook ads at the end of this video. It might not go viral, but like if you do catch it, you're like, it gets followers. It does get people like reaching out to me. So yeah, like you were saying before, a lot of times the content that goes viral is not the kind of content that also gets you clients, which is where the paid ads come in, because then you run paid ads to the content that gets you clients that wouldn't have gotten a ton of views otherwise. This is actually, it's more for e-commerce products, but if you can find an e-commerce product that is innately viral, it is where you can create viral content that gets you sales. And then you can probably just even have an all organic strategy. You'll probably do paid ads as well, because why not? But if you have like one of these, like the sunset lamp, like on TikTok, where like literally people would just film the light on their wall, like it's showing the product, it's an innately viral product. If you can find like that, where they cross over, that is really awesome.
Yeah. 100%. They work beautifully together. I think there's a lot of this perception in our industry that it's like paid versus organic. Like you are one or the other. Like you believe in organic or you believe in paid, and we battle on the weekends. And it's not. They work amazingly with each other. Like organic alone can do really, really well. We make multiple 6 figures every year just through our organic, and that's all profit. Cost us anything. I mean, a few softwares and bits and pieces we need to use to make it, but for the most part, it's generally profit. And the paid traffic just allows us to scale that in a way where you're not chained to a computer 24/7, right? Ultimately, we started this damn thing to be free, and that's really where I see the paid traffic come in. For me, it created a lot more of that freedom.
So wrapping up here, tell me about your entrepreneur journey, like the macroscopic, like bird's eye view of how long were you in the trenches? Then when did like the location and time freedom come in? And why are you an entrepreneur? What were you doing before? Did you go to college? How many professors did you cuss out in class and leave the room? All of that kind of stuff.
I love this question. So we'll zoom through this real quick, guys, so I can create that nice relatability and position myself as an expert. Now, I'll just share my story with you. So I'm sure your listeners, I know they're from all over the place. The accent you're picking up on, for anyone who's going, what is that? I'm not Australian. A lot of people say, oh my God, are you Australian? And I'm not. I'm English. So I was born and raised Portsmouth, which is a waterfront city just a few hours out of London. You guys all know that one. If you've never heard of Portsmouth, I'm sure you've heard of London. But having this coaching business, I travel a lot. So I lived in Bali for a pretty long time. I came back to, this is a funny story, I came back to sell my house, sell my car, went abroad. I got my digital nomad friends. I've met a boy out there. Like, oh my God, I've done it. Life's amazing. And I came back and rescued a dog by accident. And I was going, well, this is okay because me and this little guy, we're going to head back to Bali and we're going to live up our life. And for anyone that's tried to bring an animal into Bali, you'll know that you can't bring an animal into Bali. So we're back in the UK. Just low-key let my entire life of freedom be destroyed by a fluffy little ship. But I do love her. And that's the one you can hear in the background going off now. So yeah, it's a little less traveling. But like I said, I'm full-time in a online coaching business now that allows me to do stuff that I love. It allows me to work my own hours, and I just have a really reliable dog sitter. Allows me to get the holidays in, but we don't quite backpack anymore, unfortunately. But I have been very, very blessed of my last 5 years in this career to do some amazing things. So I wrote a book. I became an international #1 best-selling author. I've been on Netflix for anyone who's seen The Psychopath Life Coach. I was the blonde girl in that one. That was me, and worked with some literal idols in this space. But it was a journey to get there. It was a journey to get it. Is the dog okay?
He heard you were talking about him, so he's trying to be like, yeah, that's right. You stay here with me. So yeah, it's fine. He calmed down now.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Alrighty. So when I actually started my business, 2018, 2019, genuinely never thought I would be saying any of this today. Like, I was the most scared entrepreneur you could ever imagine. So I actually went through a journey with eating disorders, body dysmorphia. Like, that was my struggle story, if you will. And that was what inspired me to come into coaching, right? So I went through this coaching journey. I hired a mentor. They helped me massively with my body image, my self-esteem, all that good stuff. And we had this amazing time together, and it inspired me to become a coach. And that was my entry into the coaching world. I was known for body image, right? And people with body image. Can we pause this for a second? I can't think.
Yeah.
So she's got one of those barks that like rings through your brain and it makes you want to die. Okay, yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, my journey into coaching. So I struggled really bad, body image, body dysmorphia, hired a coach, changed my life, the usual drill that we all go through. And that was what I first made my name in, was body image coaching and overcoming eating disorders and body dysmorphia. And that was where I actually made my first success. And I like to make that a key part of my story because I'm big on success, I'm big on making money, but I'm big on my integrity too. And I couldn't be more sick of seeing pop-up business coaches that have never fucking done it and have never actually lived the struggle. Like, I've been there, sat in front of the computer, no idea what to write, feeling sick every time I post something, having no idea how to get clients, where to get clients, working every hour of every day, being extremely overwhelmed. Showing up online was my biggest fear. Like, I remember I had to go through so much coaching to even get like cadence in my voice, and I would just be completely like monotone. I hated being seen, I hated being visible. It was one hell of a journey, but we did it and we got it. And it was 2022 I rebranded as the Coach's Coach.
Okay.
Created the business that I have today. So actually only 2 and a bit years old, this business.
What about, did you go to university, and when did you know you want to be an entrepreneur?
I did go to university. So I was the eldest of 11, okay, and I co-parented, I raised all of these children. I learned very early on that I need to do something radically different from the people before me because this is shit. I was sick of living without stuff. Like, I was raised on a council estate, single mother household on welfare. Like, oh, boring drab that I'm sure you guys are used to. Look where I was, look where I am now. But it was real. It was a big driving force. So I powered through school, I powered through college, I went straight into university, and I was like, right, I got to better my life. And obviously you're led to believe that educate yourself, go get an amazing job. Went into the career market. I think I lasted about 2 months, but I can't do this. I can't have people telling me what to do. I can't wake up before 8 a.m. I can't do this. This is terrible. How have you guys been doing this for 40 years? And I jumped straight into entrepreneurship. I was 20 years old when I started my first business. And it was a bit of a struggle, but yeah, here we are today. And yeah, this business two years later, got over 1,000 people full-time in theirs. So doing something right.
Nice. And did you ever do anything with your degree?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. I mean, I did a psychology degree, and that puts you in a very special bracket indeed, where it's like everyone is doing psychology because it's so interesting. No one needs a psychologist. Like, no, like there's like maybe 5 jobs for it in the whole country, and we've got like 10,000 students graduating in there every single year. It's pointless. Absolutely pointless. But what university did give me, it did teach me how to self-learn, and to think very critically as well. Like, university is where you learn that everything you're taught is basically a lie. So yeah, it gave me a very, very critical mindset, which has served me very well. But I would much rather have that 90 grand back.
Yeah, I went to college, did nothing with it too. I only appreciate that I did so that I could say that it did nothing for me, rather than be like, I'm bashing college, but I've never been, would be like, I don't know. I guess I would just have a different story. Like, never went to college and look at me now. But yeah, I give absolutely zero credit to college. Whenever I see someone like, I'm doing an entrepreneurship major, I'm like, that is the biggest scam ever. Just start a business right now. Like, that's all you need to do. You're already hired.
So much faster.
Yeah, you'll learn way faster. And you don't need to like learn from people who have never opened a business before about business key terms 4 years before you're going to apply them. Like, I remember like there's a class on like how to open an LLC. It's like you Google it at the time you're doing it, and then you do it like within the next hour, and then it's done. You don't need to like, I need to learn about this 5 years in advance. And then like, where's those notes at? I got to find those. Like, you're not going to, it doesn't make any sense.
You won't remember any of it. And when the time comes around, you will just Google it, or you will just ask someone, or you will just hire someone. Like, just fucking move. That's how you entrepreneur tactics. Don't think, just
build the parachute on the way down.
Yes, 100%.
I like that analogy, but it's also like, it's not a good analogy, because that's not a good way to skydive.
No, and it's also not a good way to sell entrepreneurship either. But yeah. I am big on that transparency. I'm big on that real, like, entrepreneurship's hard work. Like, I'm very sick and tired of seeing these, in 3 months from now, you can be making 10K a month and working 2 hours a day, and just, no, you can't.
Yeah. Maybe that pitch doesn't work on people anymore. I feel like they're like, quit your 9 to 5 and become an entrepreneur. It's like, if you need that level of like encouragement, like, then you're not meant for it to begin with. So yeah, I'm way more likely to tell people not to be entrepreneurs. Like, it's almost like a test. If I'm like, if a random guy online tells you like, don't be an entrepreneur, and it affects you, then like then yeah, when your parents tell you not to do it, they would probably be able to stop you as well. You got to be like, you won't have support from friends and family until you're actually making money. Then they'll be like, I always knew you would do it. But until you're making money, like they're probably not going to really see the vision.
No, you're wasting so much. You're wasting your best years, Brooke. You should be out having fun. Oh yeah, the amount of times I've heard that. But no, here's the pitch, guys. Trade in your 40-hour-a-week employee role and come and do 90 hours a week in your business. Yeah. And if you're down with that, you're gonna do just fine.
You'll not want to do anything else. It's your hobby, so like you'll want to do it. Like, it's always funny when you explain to someone like, oh, so I'm working on you're working on a Saturday. Like, yeah, like my work isn't like dread yours. Like, you have to do it. Like, I get to do it. It's so it's either in your DNA or not. Just like every other career out there, not everyone should be a doctor, a teacher, anything. Like, it's like literally like saying like, become a rock star, quit your 9 to 5 and become a rock star is like the same as like a pitch of like become an entrepreneur. Like, unless you like were born to play guitar, you should not be like, that would be awesome to play in front of amazing crowds. Like, they're just selling like the great parts of the job, but not like the bad parts.
It's so cliche, but it is a lifestyle. It's not a job. It's not something that you hit a point, you're like, okay, I'm done today, and you switch off. It is a way of living. It's like when people ask me how many hours a day do you work, I don't know. Like, I just live this life like all day, every day. Sometimes I'm out doing stuff, sometimes I'm on the computer, but it never really stops. You're always kind of in it.
And if you need a day off, like if you wake up and you need it, like you can give it to yourself too. So yeah, it's just the freedom.
That you basically live in pajamas, which who doesn't love that?
I have basketball shorts on right now.
I'm in my pajama bottoms and slippers.
Yeah, you just have to dress the top in entrepreneurship, guys. It's really cool. So I'm not going to go to the coffee shop like this, but yeah, it's real early where I am. I'm like, shit, like the interview's now, like I got to throw this on. But,
make sure you put something on though. I did have a guest expert turn up once who literally like didn't dress at all from the waist down, and they accidentally dropped their webcam. And that was, live to our like 30,000. Not
even underwear.
They had underwear on, but it was like very obviously underwear. Do you know what I mean? So put something on, just a little there, guys, in case the webcam ever falls. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Put something on.
Wow. Okay. I've only, like I thought gym shorts was like the extent of it, but dang, that I would feel uncomfortable. Like that is just playing with fire.
Some people are into that though.
I guess so. Yeah. So he's not been back on. Well, this has been great, Brooke. Guys, tune in for interviewing her dog next week. This should be great. And Brooke, where can they get more info from you and tell the masterclass and everything?
So it'll be going live with Luna next week. So no, I'm joking. So I do have something for you guys. For anyone who is thinking, how can I do this whole organic thing? How can I start signing clients for free through my organic social media marketing? Even if you're super brand new, I am going to give you guys access to my most popular masterclass, which is basically the ins and outs of creating content strategy to sign clients on repeat through your social media. And that is where I'll be talking you through the strategy that I use to do that as well. So if I swing you the link, Derek, I'm sure you can drop that in around here.
I will do so. It will be in or around this video, depending on what platform you're watching. So thanks for listening, guys. See you in the next one.